This is the Toyota Corolla, and it's kind of the car version of Harry Styles. I don't mean it wears PVC jumpsuits at weekends and is devilishly handsome. I mean it's the world's best seller and has been for the past few years, just like Harry has been the world's most streamed artist. But today, I want to find out if this is leaving millions of people disappointed, like Harry's OnlyFans account, don't ask me how I know, or if it's actually one of the best family cars you can buy, and most of the world's population are right. This is the 12th generation version of the Corolla. The first version came out way back when England last won a football World Cup. So yeah, it has been a while. The big news for this version is it's only available as a petrol hybrid. And for once, for a Corolla, this is big news, doesn't look as bland as your nan's slippers. It looks almost sporty-ish. A little bit. Another thing the Corolla does really well is the standard equipment you get, even on entry-level models. You get LED headlights, alloy wheels, a reversing camera, heated front seats, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as long as it was made after 2020-ish, and radar cruise control. In fact, the standard equipment list on the Corolla is one of the best you'll get anywhere. The Corolla comes in two forms in the UK at the moment, the hatchback, which is the white one we've just seen, and this, the Estate, which is actually called the Touring Sports. Not sport, sports, like darts. Ah! Nearly took my eye out. So has Toyota hit a bullseye with the interior of the Corolla? I'd say it's hit a cheeky double ring. It's almost, but it's not quite there. The design in here, as you can see, it's quite conservative, and that's a polite way of saying it's all very black and monochrome, but it does feel nice. One downside is the infotainment system. It's okay, it's big enough, but it's not very pretty. The graphics aren't that high res. It's a bit blocky and it feels a bit old-fashioned to use. And to use Apple CarPlay, you have to plug in using the solitary USB down here, which is a little bit mean. You only get one USB that's easy to get to. But that said, you do get nice physical climate controls. So unlike in a Volkswagen, Seat or Skoda, you don't have to endure a crash while adjusting the temperature. Storage is okay as well. I've got some cup holders, got a little bin down here, and there's a 12-volt socket in here as well. And the door bins, they're okay, but not quite wide enough to hold a big bottle of water. But what about the back seats? Are they roomy? Let's jump in the back of the hatchback and the Sports Touring and find out. Backseat space in the back of the Corolla is below average, to be honest. The Volkswagen Golf has more knee room, more foot room, more room width-wise to man spread, which is really important for me. The middle seat is not very wide and there's a bit of a hump in the floor. There's a tiny bit of storage down here, but no chargers to speak of. The only saving grace really is you've got a nice round cup holder in each of the doors. There's nowhere to load your skis through if that's the thing. So yeah, but let's check out the Sports Touring version to see if that is better for backseat passengers. Thankfully, life is better in the back of the Estate version. I've got plenty more knee room, more foot room. The middle seat is a bit wider as well. It's just a lot more grown up. It's kind of on a par with a Skoda Octavia or Octavia, however you want to say it. I've got air vents in the middle as well, which you don't get in the hatchback. I have lost my cup holder in the door and it's been replaced by a door bin. The only real annoyance is there's still no ski hatch, and yeah, I keep banging my head on the plastic door handle every time I look out, which is a little bit annoying. Let's check out the boot and see if it's practical. In terms of boot space, it does depend what size engine you get. There's a 1.8 or a 2-litre hybrid in both versions of the Corolla. If you get the 2-litre, it sticks the 12-volt battery under the boot floor, which knackers your boot space to the tune of about 50-60 litres. So yeah, this would normally have 361 litres, but because it's 2-litre, it's got 313, which is about the same as a Ford Fiesta. The Estate is quite a bit better, nearly 600 litres of space, and if you do get the bigger engine, it only drops 20 litres. So yeah, it's got an adjustable boot floor, you can fold the seats down remotely. It's a really cracking space. That's just a load of numbers. What really matters is how many bags can you fit in the boot. And thankfully, we've got a test for that called the Motorpoint Big Boot Challenge. As you can see, the Toyota Corolla Touring Sports absolutely hadoukened the hatchback when it comes to outright boot space. Those 4 bags fit in really easy and there's loads of room to spare. I would say that a Skoda Octavia has even more boot space, but frankly, that's ridiculous and plenty for most family duties. But let's find out how it drives. Right, we're going to go for a drive in the Corolla, and you put your foot on the brake, hit the power button, and it beeps, but you don't really hear anything because it's a hybrid. However, it's not a plug-in hybrid, it's a self-charging hybrid. So this is about as fast as you're really going to go on electric power alone, and then the petrol engine kicks in quite early on. You're not going to be able to do big miles at all on electric power. But yeah, the driving position here is actually pretty good. It feels like a standard hatchback. I would say the steering wheel doesn't adjust in and out or up and down as much as a Volkswagen Golf. The engine choice, however, is a lot more straightforward than the Volkswagen Golf. You've got a choice, as I've said, of a 1.8 or a 2-litre hybrid petrol thing. The 1.8's got about 120 horsepower, does 0 to 62 in 10.9 seconds. And this, the Big Daddy, it's got 184 horsepower from the 2-litre petrol, and it's a 7.960 car. Both are automatic only, and it's a CVT gearbox, which is a continuously variable transmission. Basically, it's got a scooter gearbox, so when you put your foot down, it does just sound like a lot of revs, which can be a little bit annoying until you get used to it. But as far as CVTs go, this is actually one of the better ones. And you might have noticed I've actually got paddles behind the gearbox because Toyota's programmed in artificial steps into the gearbox. So it feels a little bit more like a normal automatic, but that's all boring. We're going to get on some dual carriageways and talk about safety, refinement, and fuel economy. And then we'll get on some country roads. See you in a second. Right, I'm going to accelerate from 20 miles an hour up to 70. And I have to say, the 184 horsepower powertrain in this does feel quite punchy, but can you hear that engine note? 70 miles an hour. You do just have to put up with that set revs when you want to accelerate hard. Now I'm up to 70 though. That engine dies away and I just hear a bit of wind noise off the mirrors and a little bit of tyre noise. It's not too bad. You can happily use this as a day-to-day big mile commuter. It's also safe as well. Got a 5-star Euro NCAP score. Admittedly, this is back in 2019 when the crash test was a little bit more straightforward. But it's got automatic emergency braking, it's got lane keep assist, it can detect pedestrians and cyclists. It's a really safe car. And technically, it should be an efficient one as well. Being a hybrid, you'll get about 70 mpg out of it on paper. I'm getting 55, but I've just booted it off a roundabout. So yeah, if you want an efficient car that you don't have to plug in or worry about, you can just treat like a normal car, this is a good, efficient option, although a diesel might still edge it for fuel economy on long runs. But anyway, that's boring. Let's get to a twisty country road and find out if it's got some pep in its step. Right, I'm on a twisty country road now in the Corolla. I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised how it handles and how it rides. It kind of glides over bumps in a way that no full electric car could ever dream of doing. And it's actually grippy as well, so you could have a mild amount of fun in it. It's not setting your hair on fire, it doesn't feel like a proper GR Toyota, but it feels, I don't know, kind of feels up for it. You can go down a country road at 60 miles an hour impressively quickly and with confidence that you're not going to fall into a ditch and catch on fire. It's a decent car, it's a comfortable car, and with that, we head back to Motorpoint for an outro. All in all, the Toyota Corolla is a viable alternative to the likes of the Ford Focus, Volkswagen Golf and Skoda Octavia. And if you want a self-charging hybrid, hatchback or estate car, there aren't too many options other than Toyota, to be honest. Now, it does have downsides. The interior is a bit bland and the infotainment system is a bit last generation. The boot isn't as big as rivals and nor are the back seats unless you get the estate version. But yeah, on the face of it, it is a reasonably efficient car. And it's got a 3-year warranty, which can be extended to 10 years if you get it serviced at Toyota every year. So there you have it. I would say it's pretty good. Maybe Harry Styles should buy one. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit like and do subscribe to the Motorpoint YouTube channel because we've got plenty more nearly new car videos coming soon. See you next time.